Hey, everybody! Welcome to.
How's it going?
How's it going? How you guys doing? Hey, we're just getting started here, going live, and some of the settings were a little weird here, so we're gonna just making sure the Facebook settings are correct. But I think we're live on YouTube right now, and
yeah, we better be.
We better be because we
Otherwise,
tried.
This is a monumental waste of time.
Everything was going so swimmingly until it stopped going swimmingly.
Yeah.
And now let's see if this can
swimming.
fix that solution here. Fix that solution? Fix that problem.
Fix that solution.
All right. Just when you think everything's going swimming,
Yeah.
it all goes to somewhere. But I think we're coming up
it all
now,
stops swimming.
and we are about to re-welcome everybody that just joined us on
the
the Book of Face. Hey, welcome to
What's
Stay on
up?
Target.
What's up, Facebook?
We're live.
Yeah.
How you guys doing? You guys doing good? I'm Dan.
Yep.
I'm
I'm
Dan.
Nick, and
This is Nick. And
Where'd he go?
Dustin was here. Oh my goodness, Dustin!
Hey, that's
Scared
what
me
we
there.
call movie magic in the biz.
Movie magic.
Movie magic.
Oh, Lord.
I'm happy to be here. You can't hide me.
Hide me.
Can't hide Baby
We did a
Yoda.
pretty
You
good
can't hide
job.
baby Babs Yoder.
Babs Yoder.
How you guys doing?
Well, thanks for joining us, Dustin.
Thanks for having me,
Wow, that
man.
was-
And
I don't
Nick?
even know how
Yeah.
you did that because, like, I could see you, but I couldn't,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, I did see you.
I can see you, but I couldn't.
Things are different in
Ooh.
real life.
Things are
The
weird
voice is
around
strong
here.
with this one.
It's a Friday night, and we're all having a good time.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I can't believe we made
Always.
it to this time in history. So here we are.
Here we are in the
It's
book of history.
2020.
Yeah.
What
We're excited to be here and talk some Star Wars and
Yeah.
talk some nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
Mostly
you
nonsense.
can
Mostly
definitely
nonsense.
count on nonsense.
Right. Nonsensical nonsense.
I say words that don't speak. Nonsense.
Words that don't speak.
That's
Yeah.
nonsense talk.
Yeah. Well, so you guys doing good? You guys staying healthy? Staying
Yeah. Staying
Oh, yeah.
healthy.
good? Never mind the cough, but I'm doing good too.
That was perfect.
Perfect.
Timing.
Is
It's,
everything.
timing is everything. So
Timing.
speaking of timing, I think everybody's joined us
yeah.
on both of our platforms. And if you're
and most have
listening to
gone
this,
away.
if you're one of our
Already.
visual listeners and you're tuning in on the podcast later on, I hope you're enjoying this
Yeah.
thus far because we're ready for a fun live time.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
this is. Did you introduce the show?
No, I don't know what show it is. Oh,
Did you
I
already
don't
do
know
it? Did I miss it?
I think so.
I
but
wasn't
no,
here
no, you
for a
were here,
while.
but you
Is it?
weren't. Okay. Yeah, this is Stay on Target. It's a
Yeah.
show about all things, mostly Star Wars things. As I
Mostly.
break the microphone
and
Mostly.
nonsense.
And nonsense speak.
and lots of
Sometimes
nonsense.
Star Trek.
Last week we got
Just
into Star
depends.
Trek.
And maybe even the Golden Girl.
Even the Golden Girls.
Stay golden.
Stay
I'll be flagged
golden.
for sure.
Yeah. For all you ear listeners out there,
Hey, your listeners,
he's wearing a. What's this?
listen to my shirt. It's
What is-
golden.
What's it called? That show? I just
The
lost
Golden
show.
Girls.
The Golden
You
Girls.
just said it.
I just said it.
It's
I
about
couldn't remember.
girls that
Oh
are
my
golden.
goodness.
That are golden.
Nonsense speak.
Yeah.
So we're getting into all kinds of crazy stuff tonight. We're
Yep.
gonna try and look at the camera.
Yep.
Of course, you that are
Hey.
listening, you don't care.
You don't
Yeah.
care
So
what we
we'll
look
look
like.
at you listening.
We're not when we don't look at the camera. Just think we're doing it for the listeners.
If
Or
you've
we're
never
like
seen our
slightly
face,
above the camera.
just pretend that we're all Wookiees.
There you go. We actually look like Wookiees.
we do.
And if you are on the
With Baby Yoda shirts on.
podcast and you do decide to go online and look at what we look like, sorry about the disappointment.
sorry.
about
in
the
advance.
disappointment.
No,
Oh,
but we got some
man.
news tonight, so we're gonna jump into the news
Let's
segment.
get into it.
Yeah, news.
Baby.
Well, yeah, there's been some stuff in the news this week.
Yeah.
Oh, has there,
And
Danny
we-
boy?
How much coffee
Danny
did you
boy.
drink?
I had a lot. It's
Right.
just an IV
Wow.
hooked into my
It's
leg
just
under the
connected.
table.
Right.
Oh man,
Straight
so-
adrenaline.
Straight
Straight
into the
adrenaline.
bloodstream.
Well, the first
Okay,
piece of
settle
news here that I'm sure you're expecting us to talk about. No, I'm kidding. We're staying in the Star Wars universe, specifically a big actor named Max von. I think I've heard it both ways. Sydow, Sydow.
Max von Sydow.
He was, I believe, Swedish.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds right.
Sounds right.
I don't
Sounds
know.
close, but maybe he was Dutch. But he did pass away this week, and he was
Yeah.
in The Force Awakens, so therefore he touched the Star Wars universe.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he was, I think, in his mid-80s when he filmed this.
Yeah.
And
that long ago already.
I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
What other
And he-
roles?
he
What
was
other big
91.
roles
he
did
was
have?
91 this week. Or
91. Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
a good age.
Yeah.
That's a ripe old age.
Ripe old
Age.
age. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
no,
I can do the math. 5 years ago, maybe he was 86 when he did this.
Yeah.
and that's something
That
again.
Math is good.
Math is good.
Math is good. He hath touched the Star Wars, doth he
Doth he.
toucheth our show.
Math.
We like to go old English a lot.
We do.
Here. No, but what I was going to say, though, is in Star Wars, it's nice. And I heard it from, I forget who I heard it from, but it was somewhere online. But if you want to bring some diversity, not diversity, but some realness to your
Yeah.
like fan films and or movies that you shoot all different ages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not just young, not
Right.
just old, but have a good variety. And I think that Max von Sydow really was a perfect
Yeah.
character to help introduce. He
that
just
intro.
had that gravitas to him in the beginning.
Mhm.
I think he would have served better to be an actual like Jedi.
Yeah.
Like,
that would have been.
Actual,
how sweet would that have been if he
usable
was an
character.
actual Jedi and he fought Kylo Ren
Oh, that would have been great.
to the
Would have been
death?
amazing, even if he lost in that
That's what I'm
opening
saying.
battle
Yeah.
where everybody's getting
Yeah.
owned, and he just comes out of his tent and he's just like,
What-
whoosh,
use the Force,
push.
and he's got to
yeah.
fight.
Just have a duel.
That would have been
That
awesome.
would have been
Yeah.
amazing
Because he looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
he looks like an awesome like Jedi master. Like you see him some robes, some awesome looking
Mhm.
robes.
Yeah.
He would have been awesome as a Jedi master, Grand
Oops.
Master,
Yeah, yeah.
trained under Luke or something like that, or trained with Luke or
Exactly.
something
He
like
trained
that.
Luke.
He trained Luke.
Yeah.
He did actually
After-
train, didn't he?
After
No, he didn't.
Oh.
I don't think
after,
he worked. He went
Obi-Wan
on.
and Yoda.
I'm pretty sure in
Yeah.
like some of the books or things, he went on some trips with
Yeah,
Yoda.
that's
I
how.
believe.
Yeah.
And he
Or
did-
not Yoda.
with Luke.
Luke.
yeah.
Wow.
with Yoda
What are you
Luke.
talking about?
I don't know. Maybe baby Yoda.
Babs Yoda.
Babs
So,
Yoda.
I mean, if you think about it, I don't know how old he was supposed to be in this film. We maybe could look that up, but you know, he was older still in this than Luke.
Yeah,
I imagine.
I believe so. Yeah.
Maybe he was playing an 80-something-year-old in this
And
film.
he belonged to the Church of the Force that still believed in the Jedi
Like Chirrut
and the
Imwe
Force.
and all those guys.
Yeah, he was like
I'm
kind of
with
one of
the
those
Force.
members.
The Force is
So
with me.
it
The
was
Force is
about
with me,
good
yeah.
and doing what it was basically following Jedi teachings for the most part, as
Yeah.
far as I know, but not actually having the Force or using a
Right,
Force type
yeah.
situation.
I
so.
see what you're saying.
Thank you
I
I'm
see
hearing
what you're
your
saying.
words
with all of our visual
I'm seeing-
listeners.
I'm seeing your words with my ears.
So that
That's
was
what I'm
kind.
doing.
That was kind of a sad thing, but
see
you know,
colors.
Yeah.
the nature of Star Wars when you have
Dear God. Wow.
wow,
Crazy,
Sorry.
man.
when you have aged actors and actresses, you know,
Aged.
they're eventually going to pass. They can't live forever. So, but they'll live
Come on,
forever
man.
when we
Nobody
watch
lives
Force
forever.
Awakens. You know, he'll be right there at the beginning. He actually
Yeah.
has the first line of the new trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And he does.
This will begin to make things right.
Yep.
Yep.
So he
Which-
technically has the first line, which is kind of cool. So that's exciting. So we got a couple comments here on YouTube before we get going. Alice Ann said, "Hey all, I have to catch up on these episodes. I'm so behind."
Oh,
yeah, that's true. It's been
no?
quite a week of craziness, so we haven't had a chance to catch up, and some people haven't either. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's
yeah.
we'll get to watch those, Alice Ann, really soon.
Yeah.
This one was really good, by the way. We're going to talk about
Yeah.
episode
Yeah,
4.
I like this one.
And it was amazing.
Also, there's some more news though, right before we get into that.
Yeah,
oh,
there's
sorry,
some
you weren't
news,
saying
and
we were
then
going to
Carla
that.
says, "Hey, hello, Stay on Target cast. Happy Friday. Happy
Happy
Friday
Happy
to
Friday
you.
to you too. Woohoo!
Yay!
Yeah.
I'm
So
so
we
thankful
actually
it's
did
Friday.
2 in
I
1
know,
week
right?
because we were here on Sunday. Nobody else was here, but we were here on Sunday.
We were here
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Actually, some people watched it with us. We had
Yeah,
some
no, we had some-
commenters. Yeah.
we had some friends.
Yeah.
So we had to postpone due to some illness last week, and but we're back. It's
We're back.
Friday, and
Mhm.
we're back on track.
Oh yeah.
So, news number 2, another one of our favorite shows. As a matter of fact, the show that started this show, Mandalorian,
Oh,
finished
yeah.
wrapping
Ooh.
season 2,
Oh man, I can't wait.
I know,
season
dude.
numero dos.
Well, and
I
it's,
cannot wait.
it's releasing in fall, right?
Yeah,
Why
Yeah.
did they wait so long?
because they were still filming. I
mean,
think.
it's done now.
But yeah, yeah, but they got to do post. You know, they got to do edit everything and
You're a post.
you're Yeah, I know they got to edit and they got to throw all the VFX and
Yeah.
all that good stuff and make sure everything's
Right.
good. They might already have some episodes complete, depending on how they shot it.
Right.
Yeah.
They also shoot it in different ways, and then they might actually have made some time for reshoots if they
Yeah.
needed.
They very well could have.
I wish we had reshoots in our fan films.
Well, we did actually kind of go back and do a couple of basic
That's true.
Yeah,
on
but-
the second one.
yeah,
On the
you're
third
right.
second.
Third, yeah, we
We've
filmed
made
that
many
film.
films.
Seen
Many a
501
film.
though.
Yeah, 501st.
The 501st.
That was a
Oh,
good call. Yeah, the
yeah.
501st,
So that's interesting.
which it pertains to.
the clones.
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, 501st. But it's also the 501st Legion, which
Yep.
is the nonprofit stormtrooper
Yep,
group.
that's
Well, not
true.
just stormtroopers, but a bunch of
Yeah.
Imperials.
We should join it.
We should,
We're gonna
but you have to
join it.
get like super accurate stuff. Like,
I think you have
yeah.
to make your own armor.
yeah, and they also do charity events and stuff like that, which would be awesome. I'm all for that. Too.
But obviously, when they were filming and they need extra 501st people, they
Right.
call on them and they act.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's also like a Jedi one as well.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's the Mandalorian Mercs.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few different ones that we could join.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I know.
Join all of them.
Some of
Like,
them have-
hey.
Some of them have some like really sweet stuff where they like even inside their helmets they have like fans to
Yeah.
keep themselves
Keep 'em
cool.
cool.
The voice modulators, like all that good
Yeah.
stuff is so cool.
Wow, we look a little faded.
Oh no,
we're
we're
going
sickly.
back.
we're going
in
back to
time.
the 70s.
Oh yeah, the 80s, 70s,
Back to
80s.
the
70s,
future.
80s?
We were
Back
jamming
to
to
the
some
future.
80s tunes before we got started here
Oh, yeah.
today. No,
Right in our
no
song.
reason why.
Yeah, getting
Right.
a song written.
Oh yeah.
Surprise.
Awesome.
Oh, sorry. I
You
made a
remember
Oh,
last
yeah.
week we were mentioning the Kiradak album song.
Yep.
Yeah,
Song.
because we album.
We're gonna do a whole album.
We're doing a
just,
whole
just
album.
on that one episode.
We said the title of last week was On the Wings of the Kiradaks.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so it
We're like, let's make a
inspired. We're like,
song.
that sounds like a song.
It
Dustin
sounds like
and
an
you
80s like
guys-
ballad song. Is
Yeah.
what we kept
Yep.
imagining.
So
God.
as Dustin was singing it last week, it inspired some tunes and some
Yeah.
music. So we actually took a step in that direction.
yeah.
To getting a song down, and it sounds pretty cool.
It does
so
sound pretty
It
good.
does.
maybe if we get it done, we'll
Yeah.
share it on the show.
Oh,
you a-
yeah.
Give you a listen.
Give you a listen.
Give you a listen.
Give us a listen. Thanks.
us a
Give us a
listen.
listen.
Yeah, we'll release that. It should be good. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It is. It's gonna be great.
Is
We
Anakin
should-
gonna like it?
I almost thought it would be hilarious is if we went back and we did a song for each episode
Oh man,
and go all the way back to like The Mandalorian and do a song for each episode.
that would be hilarious.
That's our album.
Like, yeah. All the.
Like the Mandalorian season is like one album.
When they would fall into parody, so we could use the terminology and stuff. Because
Yeah.
it would just
Yeah.
be parody songs.
Just like capture the
Oh my
essence
gosh.
of the
Yeah,
of
of that
that
episode.
episode.
Every title of the episode is the song.
Or
name.
just take like a funny part of it or
Right.
something.
Eventually, Star Wars will come a call, and they want us to go to the next Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be awesome. If that
Star
gets our
Wars.
foot in the door, I
That would be
am
great.
sign me up.
Right.
Is there one this year? No, there's not a Star Wars. What do they call
Oh,
it?
a Star Wars convention? Not convention. The Star
Yeah,
Wars. Oh my god.
Star Wars
Expo?
Convention
Just-
Land. I can't think of it either.
Yeah, oh man.
But I don't
celebration.
think,
Star Wars celebration.
Yeah, I don't think
That's what
it's
it
this
is.
year, but
I don't think they are doing this one this year because they don't really have movies coming out. I don't think there was
Right.
much big stuff going on, so I
Yeah.
think they're skipping it. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of a quiet-ish time, other than the show that we just watched.
Right. Yeah.
So they're continually putting out new stuff.
Yeah, they are.
And they did drop some stuff on StarWars.com I saw about some of the shorter ones that they do.
Oh yeah, they got they're releasing season 2 of what's it is it Forces of Destiny?
That's it. Yeah.
Is it Forces of Destiny
think-
or is it the other one? The one where they like
Oh,
animate
that's a
they
good
have one that's
question.
really cool where they animate scenes,
Oh yeah, they take.
but they use the dialogue,
dialogue
like
and
the
then
actual
animate
sounds
it.
and dialogue from the
Yeah,
the
from the
movies, and
scene.
I'm like, that is awesome. I
Right.
would watch a remake
Yeah.
of the movies
Yeah.
in animated form, like how they're doing it, because it's almost like anime
Yeah.
like,
Right.
but it's got its own style. I
Yeah,
really
right there.
like it. It's
Does it here?
because they actually
Yeah.
add a little bit to it sometimes. They don't add a lot. It's more
Yeah.
like just fight scene type stuff that they
Right.
add. but-
Star Wars Galaxy of Adventures. is that
Yeah,
what
that's what it is.
Galaxy of Adventures.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
I
they
really
do a
like
really,
it,
really
actually.
good job.
I
want to
see like the whole movie or like a extended show version. Of
Totally.
It like that.
Kind of looks like Samurai Jack.
In
Yep.
some ways, yeah. But how they do some of
Yeah.
the action sequences is pretty
Right.
awesome.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's fast paced. It looks looks good for what it is.
Yeah, they do. They always do a good job with those.
And it was really cool seeing the original trilogy that way. I mean, honestly, because you can't go wrong with the original trilogy.
But they're only like
ever.
2-minute nuggets.
Right.
Yeah, they're really short,
Yeah.
so you can watch it. But there was like one where he's farting. Where he's farting
Always go
Vader.
back to that.
Yeah.
You know, he's farting on Vader. No, he's fighting Vader, and it's just they add like a scene or two here of like extra fighting and flips and stuff like that. It was really cool,
Yeah.
and it still fits. It didn't take away from anything or retcon anything.
Yeah, right.
It works.
Yep.
So I actually really enjoy those.
If you get a chance, what was it called?
Galaxy of Adventures,
Galaxy of Adventures.
and it's got the voice actor Rufio, I believe, is the voice
Rufio.
actor.
Yep. Who does the narrating?
He does the narrating, but he does a lot of stuff. That guy. He
Yeah.
also was in Last Airbender, which Dave Filoni
yep.
did work
Mhm.
on, so it ties together as Zuko.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's done a bunch of other voices.
I like how
in
we
a lot
just
of
call him
anime.
Rufio. That's just like
Rufio.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't even know if a lot of people
Show.
know.
Who Rufio
Yeah, who Rufio
Well,
is
you were like
nowadays.
one
That's
when
from
that
Hook.
came out, probably.
I watched that movie
You were
probably when
4.
I was too young.
I wasn't even
Yeah.
born.
But
Yeah, Nick. I think it came out in
Yeah,
92
Nick wasn't even born
or
yet.
91. Talking about the movie Hook. I think Steven Spielberg directed it.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think-
so. Maybe
Meh.
not.
Meh.
But
The late
it did
great-
have John Williams, Dustin Hoffman,
Yeah,
Robin
and
Williams,
the late great Robin Williams
and
Yeah.
Rufio.
and what's her name too?
What's that?
Yeah,
It was Spielberg. Yeah, I
Julia
thought so.
Roberts.
Julia Roberts was also in it.
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was.
It's a good movie. It's a
yeah.
totally different
It's
take
a different take on
for sure, but it's
Robin Hood.
it's
a
good to
solid
watch. I
movie.
wouldn't suggest it necessarily for kids. I
Right.
still think it's definitely
Well,
an adult
I mean,
movie.
yeah.
But
It's kind of kid friendly, but not really.
But not really.
I mean, like I said, I watched it too young. It kind of startled me.
Oh yeah, it's
it
was
was
in-
stutter starters.
as we call it. It was intense,
It was,
It was intense.
and it made you
Like a
think about it
camper.
as a kid.
more intensity.
But I know you guys are excited
Faster,
about this
more
too.
intensity.
Last bit of news is that the latest movie is coming home on digital viewing.
It's coming home.
It's coming home.
So
Yeah.
they did announce
To
that.
die.
I think it's
know,
this
that's
coming
cool.
week, or maybe I think you can get it on digital this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They
And
usually
then
release
A
it
couple
digital
weeks
first.
after that, I think you can purchase the physical copy. So they're still gonna. I mean, that movie made what? What did we say in the movie theater?
I think it was over
1.1 or something.
1.1 billion
I
or
don't know what
something.
the final tally was. I have to look that up. But
It should have been like 30 billion, but
and
we
physical
won't go into
media.
that.
Yeah. We
The,
won't
the
start any
question
fights.
is that
Yeah,
this is
no.
the first trilogy movie to
Ba-da-doo.
come out since Disney Plus. So the question is, are people going to go buy it on digital or physical,
Or they're just gonna wait.
or are they
just
going to
gonna
just
wait,
wait
yeah.
6 more months or a year? I have a feeling more people than ever are going to wait for Disney Plus for it to come
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Because
I-
it's
makes
going to be
sense.
there eventually.
Yeah.
But they will have the super hardcore Star Wars fans that are going to go buy it
Right.
Yeah.
because they want to see all the bonus features. They want to see all the behind the scenes stuff.
that sounds more appealing to me. I kind of want to see more of the behind the scenes
Yeah.
stuff going on
Yeah.
with that.
Yep.
Also, the book came out, and
Mhm.
apparently the book's been
Yeah, there's some
Controversial.
controversy.
yeah
Controversy.
controversy there.
Controversial.
Have you guys heard all the different controversies?
Uh, No.
I know the big one was
Yeah, big
the
one.
Emperor.
The
was a
emperor
clone.
was a clone,
Yeah.
and they explained how he was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
Oh,
Yeah.
How was he? Still
They
alive?
did explain how he was still alive.
I heard
huh?
that they explained that basically I forget where I heard it from, but I'm pretty sure it was in the book. I'm not 100% on this. Maybe fact check me on this. But when he's like falling to his death, he's already got clones set up away, like in totally different places.
Yeah.
And so when he's
Oh.
falling to his death, he basically sends his consciousness through the dark side of the Force
Oh, gravy.
to an unfinished clone of himself.
Ah.
And that's why he's all decrepit and messed up looking, but in the dark side of the Force. And I think that's kind of what he meant also by his master being able to cheat death.
cheat.
Oh.
I think that they're trying to say that. It's kind of weird for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're taking a page out of the Dark Empire series,
Yeah.
which is not canon. It's Legends, but it's basically where he does transmit his essence to a new body, like a new clone, and that's
Who
how
does?
The Emperor
Emperor does it in that movie.
in that,
or in that
book,
book, yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really weird, but
Yeah.
it kind of cheapens things a little bit for me in some ways.
The problem is they just didn't explain it well enough in the movie.
I know that's the
Right.
problem. They're using
And
the
if they
book
had-
now to
yeah.
explain all of the plot. The plot falls
Right.
kind of in
I mean,
some ways.
I
in the movie.
understand that JJ's like, well, I got to find a way to make this, epic and tie the trilogy together. So bring back the Emperor, but don't bring it back if you're not going to explain it.
Yeah.
You got to explain that thing airtight in the movie, and that's part of the
Yeah,
problem
that
with.
is probably part of the
I
problem.
did see it only made 1.074 only 1.074 million, whatever, 1,074 million.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot
still.
of cash,
Yeah.
but it's
they
by
definitely
far
didn't
the lowest of the
lose
three.
money on the deal, as far as I know. But
Right.
they should honestly, if they would have done it right, and if they would have followed a way better drawn out plan, I think that movie could have been the highest grossing film of all time for years and maybe even decades
Oh,
to
yeah.
come if they would have done it right.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
definitely. They
I
had
think,
the potential, and the fans. That just proves how much we love Star Wars because even though we didn't really love where the direction was, we were all there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we still enjoyed moments
Exactly.
Yeah.
because it was still Star Wars esque. It was.
Did you see it twice?
Yeah.
I did see it twice.
Yeah, I saw it twice.
I saw it
so,
twice.
I mean, we all saw it twice. Did you see it twice? Nick saw it twice. Yeah.
I saw which one? I saw The Force Awakens 7 times because I was so 6 times. I didn't make it to the 7th one. I was trying for 7 because it was episode 7.
Episode
Ah,
7.
yes.
But I watched that one 6 times. I was so excited because
Yeah.
that one felt more like the original trilogy to me more than any. I saw The Last Jedi twice, and I saw this one twice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
It was. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm still gonna watch it again because there's
Yeah.
definitely fun moments and some good
Well,
action
I think
sequences.
according to your list, didn't you say it was your favorite of the new trilogy?
Yeah, it is my
Yeah.
my favorite of the new
So-
trilogy. I don't know. Force Awakens and this one kind of
They're close.
They're close for me.
Pretty
I got-
darn close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could watch. I honestly could watch all three of them and have a fun time with all three of them.
Yeah, I could still have
Yeah.
a fun time with
This
it,
one-
but my critical side
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
takes over with those movies. I think too much. And that's part of my problem
Yeah.
with it.
Yep. Yep. It's
I'm not
hard
saying
to
don't enjoy it because
And
it's
it's
still
different
fun. It's
watching
still
it-
Star Wars. That's why I think I
Yeah.
like the last one because I think I
Yeah.
just shut off my brain because I was like, it doesn't matter. It's not going to be what I'm hoping it to be.
Yeah, and it's
Just
not going
kind
to
of have
wrap
fun
it up.
with it. Whatever.
Yeah.
It still bugged me, but I let it go for the most part.
Well, and we had already seen
still holding on.
Mandalorian,
I'm
and
still holding on.
we had already been blown
And
away
that's the
by the
thing.
Mandalorian.
I think if I wouldn't have had the
We're
Mandalorian
like,
too,
this is so good.
I think I would have liked it less actually the
Yeah.
the movie
Okay.
less because I had the Mandalorian, so I already had something that felt so much more Star Wars and was done correctly
Totally.
in the Star Wars
Mhm.
universe,
I can understand.
according to my opinion, of course.
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
But yeah,
I'm right
yeah. But the
there with
book.
you.
So what do you guys think about though him being a clone?
I don't like it.
Yeah,
It makes
Yeah.
sense.
I don't like it. It makes sense.
Oh goodness.
No.
And
at
now
thi-
we
at this-
fight.
At this point, yeah.
All right,
At this
here we
point,
go.
it doesn't.
Rap.
At this point, it doesn't really matter.
That's the thing.
It just
I
doesn't
think that's
really
I
matter.
think that's part of it. People have
Ah.
been like talking about it online, and usually I'm all gun ho to like really dive deep in this stuff. But
Yeah.
people started talking about it, I was like,
You're like,
I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I care, but I don't. Like this trilogy to me now, it feels like it's over and done with, and I'm fine with that. Like
Right.
I'm ready for new stuff. I don't even almost want to bother.
feels like
Yeah.
it's being dragged along.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
you're
it's
just
kind of a
like,
little-
stop.
It's a little. Yeah.
because of the
Beating a-
controversy.
Being a
Because
dead
it,
tauntaun.
yeah, I just don't. At this point, it's like that's that trilogy. Let's just leave it alone and let's do something new. You know, we
Yeah.
just got to get that
Yeah.
bad taste out of our mouth, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm excited for the High Republic stuff that they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I'm excited for
Should be good.
Mandalorian season 2. That's what we just talked
I'm
about.
most excited for Mandalorian season 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that behind the scenes, because I've heard a lot of different things, that I'm hoping that some more creative control is happening by
Yeah.
people who
Yep.
love Star Wars and are fans and can
Mhm.
Yeah.
get it back on track.
Because there's a
Yeah.
big turnaround in the Disney camp right now with Bob Iger leaving and the
Yeah.
new guy
Mhm.
coming in. So what does that mean? We don't know. But by the time Mandalorian season 2 comes out, they might say Favreau and Filoni are in charge, or Filoni's in charge, or
That'd be
somebody,
so
just
great.
somebody else is in charge that
Yeah.
understands
That knows
Star
what they're
Wars at its
And the-
core.
And can have a well drawn out plan
Yeah.
and get people
Yeah.
on board and everybody can follow it.
Like Kevin Feige or somebody like that
Yeah.
that can steer the
That's-
ship.
Yeah.
That's what
all
they
in.
need, and that's why I honestly think the perfect example of that though is Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
it showed he had a plan. He didn't even direct any of the first season, but he had a plan for the whole season. He got multiple directors like Kevin Feige for the
Yep.
Marvel Universe
Yep.
to do each different episode. They worked seamlessly together.
Yeah.
He was respectful to the source material and
Mhm.
added to it in a way that was
He did.
fun and interesting and didn't make you go, oh.
Disappointing.
I think he is really kind of the prime example of how a trilogy should have been done, but he did it over a series versus a movie trilogy. But I think if you put him in charge of a the head, I don't know about head, but maybe him and Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
I'm saying Jon Favreau is so good to work with as far as like an overall visionary and story, but so is Dave Filoni. They're just like a perfect team. I think honestly, if they both or the head of Lucasfilm's creative.
I mean, you think of all the risks that they took in Star Wars over the last few years, and casting and failures and all this sort of stuff, or directors that came and went, and I mean that's still a pretty good sized risk on Favreau, but with Filoni, you're like no problem.
No,
like
because
dream team.
Because Filoni has had years of experience in this, and he knows the lore better than probably anybody at Lucasfilm at this point, and how to deliver it.
Is a student under Feige.
Feige,
he was in that system, directing, acting, seeing what he did. Yeah. And watching the fans just go nuts when Endgame came out, just freaking out, or Infinity War.
Well, he also rebooted. I mean, he started that.
Yeah, and
he
did
started
start
it for Feige. He did. They didn't have a plan until he did Iron Man.
That's true.
So he was really the one who started it by doing Iron Man.
Yeah.
So then they worked together, Feige and Favreau, in some ways, to help get this thing rolling. And that's the thing I like about, because I've been watching the Chef Show. Our producer put me onto that show.
The Chef Show.
It's been really good because he did that movie Chef, which I need to watch. I haven't watched that movie yet. But
Favreau.
The thing I've noticed about him, because it's a lot more behind the scenes type stuff. I wouldn't recommend it for kids, but it shows me that he can get along with anybody. Favreau, it seems like, at least in the show, he basically can get along with everybody. But he's also a student, and he's a good student, and he listens, but also implements things well, and disarms anybody who comes at him hostilely. It's really well. I like watching him work, and I think that's why everybody's been having such a good time working on The Mandalorian, and that's why it's been going so smoothly, because of how he works with others. I think that's part of it, a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And with Dave Filoni knowing the lore, with Jon Favreau being able to keep it a fun environment and moving forward and learning as they go, so it's fun for everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfect pairing. I even think maybe if they're not the head of Lucasfilm, if they're the head of the Star Wars department, because I mean Lucasfilm covers
Favreau on the
a
Chef
lot.
Show.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cutting up some. What in the heck is that?
I think I just watched that episode the other night.
What is that?
It's like it's some sort of roast.
Okay.
It's green.
He's got green.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's...
That show makes you hungry. I will say it definitely makes you hungry.
Food makes me hungry.
It's impressive. And they do go to Skywalker Ranch for one, and
That's
Dave Filoni's on the show, which is fantastic. I do recommend that episode, just not for kids again.
Just not for kids.
Not for kids again.
But
it's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so we went off kind of on tangent on that.
Yeah.
But I do just think that would be... Well, I know they got movies in the works.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
do?
Yeah.
What
I mean, I don't know what the movies are, but I know they've been working on the next trilogy already, because I think they're going to release some. I don't know if it's 2021 or 2022.
I think it's 2022.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're going to pertain to the High Republic at all.
Right.
I don't know. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff that hasn't come out about them yet, but I could imagine that we're probably going to see that this year at some point. We're going to get some hints as to what's coming next, because that's kind of what everybody's wondering about. They released the High Republic, which was kind of like. Cool. Everybody got kind of excited about, but it was also at the same time, it was like no movies or shows.
Right,
So everybody's like,
we're excited.
It's still
but
gonna be good.
What are they gonna do with it?
Maybe
it's not. It's just a different medium, and that's cool. I'm glad they're showing that they are doing something new, and they've got thoughts.
And it's not Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.
Right.
They haven't touched it. So for me, it's kind of like if they're not touching it, I'm going to wait to see if it's good or not.
Exactly.
Before I
not gonna invest
dive in deep.
Exactly.
Or get my hopes up too much. That's all I'm saying.
Possibly the coolest thing is that it's all new.
Right.
So they theoretically could take... I mean, there's been some stuff you said in that era from not canon stuff.
I think there's some Legends, but not... I don't think there's much for Legends in that time.
No.
So it'll be cool to see what they do.
It's kind of close for me. That's the only thing. I know it's like 200 years.
Yeah.
Which, that's not... I mean, that's a while ago, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
More than most. Obviously, nobody lives that long, but but in that world, some obviously species do live that long. And the thing I just get worried about, or is like, if you start making it too big or it could actually have ramifications on the prequels. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you really. I still think it's too close.
They could
Yeah.
have.
I think they
Plagueis.
should've-
Couldn't Plagueis be the main
Technically,
villain?
Plagueis could be the main villain,
could.
or it could be out there. I
Could
mean, there's
be-
going
he
to
could come
there
in.
has to be because the rule of two. They have been out
Oh.
there for a long time.
Yeah.
They never got rid of the Sith
Yeah.
because it was the rule of two.
Mm.
So it's
Interesting.
either Plagueis or it's the one before Plagueis. Probably the one before Plagueis, and maybe Plagueis is young and training. in
I
this
wonder if they're
one.
like-
if they go into that. I don't know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I wonder if they're like testing the waters in this medium and seeing how people dig it. With
That's
all
true.
new stuff.
Yeah.
That if people
Instead
just,
of taking
my
a
goodness.
big risk with a movie or
yeah,
a series,
and then
or
they're like,
something.
oh my goodness, people are loving this era. Okay, well let's go back only 100 years earlier than that, and we'll make a movie
yeah,
Right.
or something.
or do it in the same era.
Or make it in the same era now that we've got some established characters that we could bring into the films, or just around that same
Yeah.
time period.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of promising.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So
yeah.
yeah, we're
Good
good
stuff.
a good amount into this episode. So hopefully you guys are enjoying us banter on about Star
Banter.
Wars things.
Let us know your thoughts. Are you guys
Yeah.
excited for the High Republic? Are you excited for the release of Episode 9 on
Yeah.
digital?
On digital.
Digital.
Are you excited for?
DVD.
And it sounds like everybody's going to
Blu-ray
have a little bit of
DVD.
extra time, maybe to watch some movies and shows and
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
So
we might. Yeah.
as things are going right now. So, but
in
and
the
then
time we live in.
in the time we live in this present day in
Instant
history.
this present day in history.
On this day in history.
I'm
Oh,
waiting
yeah.
for games. I want
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
a DLC for
Jedi Fallen
Jedi
Order.
Fallen Order.
Are
I
they
just
coming out with
they're already
one?
making
I have
one.
100% completed
Ah.
that game. I can't do anything more in it. Like
Oh, really?
I mean,
Like
I-
you've collected
yeah, I've
everything?
collected I've done everything I
Like
can
all
in
the
that
maps
game.
are.
Yeah,
explored.
100%.
Do you have Force?
Serious?
Yeah,
Wow.
not
What's,
joking.
what's
I
the
was-
one the other one you guys were
Nerd.
playing?
Yeah, I love that game though. Battlefront 2.
did you guys-
I do need to go back and play that
Do you
one.
have that one?
I haven't had a chance to yet.
Because I know they got all the new stuff or whatever.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
been more DLCs dropping for that one. And
Tons.
they've been dropping
Hmm.
DLCs for that one like it's like nothing.
Yeah.
But I think they are planning on coming out with a second game for the Force.
Yeah, they are. They're
or
already. I think they're already in
Jedi
the
Fallen Order.
works.
Yeah.
It's already in the works.
But I'm like, give me something else, you
Right.
know?
Give me more.
Yeah.
Give
I
me
don't know.
more.
I want more.
All right. Well, we'll
Yeah.
give you more. Today we watched an
Oh,
episode
give you
of
more.
Good.
let's see, was it Clone Wars? This is the kind
Yeah.
of the screenshot that I thought was pretty cool actually.
That is a cool screenshot. That was a funny scene. I like
Yeah.
that they did that scene.
Mace himself and
This is non-spoiler talk, right?
yeah, this is non-spoiler talk, so we're spoiling
didn't
that.
even
But this was
know.
actually a
Obi-Wan.
promo
In the
clip.
trailer. Yeah, I'm
In
not
the
saying this is
trailer.
a spoiler. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is not a spoiler. It's in the trailer they released
Yeah.
before the episode came out.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we're just gonna give you our non-spoiler talk thoughts on this episode because
Yeah.
they said it on StarWars.com too on that preview that this kind of wrapped up the first 4 episodes.
It was like a 4-episode arc.
Yeah, it was like a
episode
4-episode arc, which
Yeah.
we did the math, and it was right around an hour and a half or so.
Yeah.
What a film would have been if they had made this all into a movie.
Which introduced the Bad Batch. The Bad
Definitely.
Batch was with them the whole time through this whole
Yep.
arc, and that's why
Mhm.
I think it was called the Bad Batch. Really,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
not that it really centered around the Bad Batch, but they were
Yeah.
there,
But they were definitely an
They were
integral.
there.
and it was cool to see them work. I think that was what was really cool about
Yeah.
it.
Do you guys say
as a-
integral or
as a squad.
integral?
Integral.
Integral.
Did you say egg roll?
I said, or did you say egg
I'm
roll?
hungry.
That's the chef show. Let's go back to the chef show.
Right.
I just chopped on my thumb.
So overall thoughts, you
Sure.
guys. So out of the 4 episodes we've seen, what do you think? Where does this one
Which
rank?
rankings?
If we ranked the
Oh,
4,
goodness, yeah.
where would you rank Unfinished Business?
That's hard. It's
Where
harder
would
to
you
rank these
rank
episodes than it is to rank the Mandalorian.
Mandalorian,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
Because they're shorter episodes,
Mhm.
and it's a different medium as far as
Yeah.
like animation style. So
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
different age group type thing almost. I don't know. That's hard to say. I think in this episode there was a lot of it was predictable to me in a lot of ways.
Hmm.
Not completely, but
Right.
spell
there are
it
some
out a
really
little more.
funny moments in this one. I'd say that I liked. So which one's my favorite? Oh man, the first one almost to me is my favorite still
Really?
because of the action sequence showing off the Bad Batch.
Yeah.
I think that was one of my favorite parts
Yeah.
because that was really when the Bad Batch got to show their
Yeah,
prowess.
they
in a
really
lot of
did.
ways.
Each of them had their
and
moment.
working as a unit. I liked seeing them work
Yeah.
together as a unit, and
Yep.
they had like specific things that they do in
Yeah.
situations. I think that's part of the reason I liked the first episode. Just that scene alone. And then they were awesome from there on out, but they were funnier later on, I think. But he was funny in that one. He was like, he pulls out, what's his name? Commander Cody, and he's like, boom.
Boom. Right at the beginning, yeah.
That was good.
That was quality.
Anyway, what about you, Nick?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, my favorite episode.
Oh, it's hard to. That's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to
kind of hard
pick with these because they all work together. So
I don't know. It might be this one, just because it was right into the action.
Yeah,
and there really wasn't like a lull in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Lol.
You know, lol,
lol.
Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
They had good strategies. Their plan worked.
It was nice to see it come to a close in a way
was.
as far as the art goes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think this one was the best out of the 4 so far.
Yeah.
For me, it definitely wrapped up the arc well and added to the story. Kind of concluded some things in the story so far. So I really liked it.
And I'm not spoiling anything, but there was a scene in it that I think really helps kick off, I think, the overarching theme that's going to be season 7.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
I know what you're talking about.
There was a moment in this one that you're like, uh-oh.
Yep, here we go.
This
is what I've been waiting
be
for.
It.
Yep.
We're talking about this really vaguely.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil anything.
Oh,
you gotta watch the episode to understand what we'd be talking about.
Okay.
So
that was a
cue up,
Okay,
cue up your Disney Plus. You can't miss it.
Yeah.
Hit play, and by the time you finish watching it, we'll still be talking about the spoilers.
Yep.
So you can go watch it right now. Come back in 20 minutes, and we'll be here talking about the first minute of the spoilers.
Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So if you want to do that, do it. It's worth it.
Do it.
And if you haven't seen the other ones, well, then maybe don't do it. But do it in order. Oh, Dustin's leaving again. Oh, man. See. So anyway, Nick, let's talk about Dustin while he's not here.
Okay. He's funny looking.
He is. He's a goofy fella.
There he is again.
Yep. Wait, he's spying on us. How does he do these things?
I don't know.
He looks like a bandit.
Bam.
That's being
Using the Force.
Using the Force.
Right.
It's like Palpatine. He one of the first things he mastered was to make it so nobody could sense that he was like Force sensitive.
Wow.
Cut himself off basically from the Force so that nobody knew he was Force sensitive. The Jedi. Dumb Jedi. Jedi. They would have realized, like, there's something. It's not like you have the Force, but you're kind of a black hole in the Force.
There's something wrong with you.
But you know what? I think you should be Supreme Leader anyway.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
We trust you because.
Why not?
Because reasons.
Because
that's
Jar Jar said we should.
Yeah.
That's also one of the points that I think Jar Jar should have been the main.
A Sith.
The Sith.
Lord.
He should have been Plagueis.
Yeah.
They should have just made Jar Jar Plagueis. I'm just saying. Anyway.
Spoiler alert in case you haven't seen the prequels.
Yeah, they've been out for years.
My bad.
But
My bad.
No, just kidding. Oh man.
Anyway, do you guys want to go into spoilers?
Do you guys want to go into spoilers?
Do you want to go into spoilers?
You guys want to go? Hey, give us a
What you wanna
comment
do?
out there. We're gonna jump into some
Yeah.
spoilers.
Spoilers.
If
Let us
you
know.
Have seen it or not, but
I want to hear from the peeps,
from the peeps on
the Targeteers, the Sants.
The Sans.
The Sauncers.
The Sans.
The Sauncers.
They're definitely gonna have something to saunter about once the
Saunter
song
on.
comes out.
Witty Santo.
I don't know what we're doing anymore.
Oh man.
I don't either. We're
We're
way off.
Stay
target.
golden. Stay golden.
Stay golden.
We always-
Babs Yoder.
So what happened in Star Trek this week? No, just kidding.
Right. What happened in
Okay.
Picard?
Let's go into this.
Spoilers. All right. So for episode 4, unfinished
Thank you.
busyness.
Busyness.
Man, they
business.
just jumped right into it. You guys want to say it?
We just ran out of things to talk about.
You
Well,
guys
see you
wanna
next week,
say
everybody. No, I liked it. It started off. I mean, it wasn't.
Me too.
Wasn't much of a much of a bang to start off with, but they were just. It was cool to see Echo more like normal
Yeah.
looking,
Yeah.
and like he had some cool armor. I was like, is this foreshadowing? He already had the skull thing on him.
Skull, yeah.
And he looked like it was totally different armor than what like Rex was wearing.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, this seems a little odd. But
Yeah.
maybe it's just because he's like half robot. And some of it almost made me think of Darth Vader for like the lines in his legs and suit and stuff like that. Because
Yep.
Darth Vader has those kind of like line things in his suit. So maybe that's like a prosthetic type whatever thing that's supposed to be good for him. It's more machine than man.
Oh, there goes Dan. Bye, Dad.
Oh, wait, how did you do that? Dancing around.
How's he doing that?
Secrets. But yeah,
Secrets.
so and you don't know where he lies. Like
Yeah.
I thought, honestly, I was kind of disappointed
Were
that they didn't go
like he was
like he wasn't a double
separatist.
agent. I kind of
yeah.
wanted him to play that angle. They
Right.
kind of alluded to it to be like, maybe he's bad. Just kidding, he's been good the whole time and he's gonna stay good forever. But it's like, you should have done that. You should have had him be like rewired bad, and then. What are we doing?
M&M's.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor.
But yeah, they I think they should have gone the almost rewire route, but I just don't think they had enough time in the episode.
Yeah.
It almost
Maybe-
felt like they thought about it last second, or they're gonna bring it back
Yeah,
later.
that's what I was gonna say.
But in this episode, I was like,
Dustin, are you spoiling episode 8?
yes. No, I don't think so.
I'm just kidding.
Season 8 of Clone Wars that they're not
Oh,
gonna
Season
do.
8. Wow.
Yeah,
Dustin is
It's a
so far
fan.
into the future.
it's a fan film.
it's a fan film. No, but
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my personal opinion.
That's my personal opinion. Yeah.
What do you guys
What's
think?
the next episode called?
Where are we?
Gone with the
Done with
Gone with a Trace.
Gone with a Trace.
Oh, did they just
No, no.
release those or
No, this is
Yeah, that's
always.
that's been up?
The first.
They only have
6,
up to 6. Yeah.
Oh,
Gone with a
okay.
Trace and our favorite.
because I think 7 through 12 have spoilers in them.
Oh yeah.
So
I
They'll
think
probably.
you're
I
right.
don't know if they go week by week.
All right.
I think
know.
yeah, because there's a I listened and watched a interview with Sam Witwer, who is the voice of Darth Maul in this series, and he got me pretty hyped for the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's
I love listening to Sam Witwer talk about Star Wars and almost anything in a lot of ways.
He knows his
He just has a really good way. I mean, I understand why he's in films and stuff like that. He loves films. He loves like D&D though too, like role playing games
Nerd.
and
and whatever he
a
does,
bunch
he's,
of stuff. But he's also
he's
like
a super expert.
yeah, he's like
whatever he does.
ripped and he like
Yeah.
he's awesome. That guy, I love listening. But I think if they were to have somebody else who could be an expert in Star Wars, it would be him.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
he actually in the show. That's part of why he got the role for different Star Wars for Starkiller. He talks about it in this interview,
Yep.
and he says part of the reason why he got the gig for Starkiller was because he was explaining. Like one of the scenes that he was auditioning for in one of the test runs they were doing was he was supposed to be putting together a lightsaber and meditating while doing it. So they were trying to have him do that scene. And so he was doing it, but he's struggling and he's having a hard time with it. And they're like, why did you do it that way? You know, he should be meditating to put the thing. And he's like, he's a Sith. He's a dark side user.
Right.
He's not trained to be, to meditate and
Meditate, that's
peace.
Yeah.
No, he's trained in, anger, fear, hate.
Yeah.
And that's why he's struggling so much with it. And they were like,
And the people were
they were
like,
like pretty much
"Oh."
like, oh yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wow,
You know
That's
more
what I'm
about
saying.
this than
And
we
he's
do.
done
Yeah.
that. He's actually done that to Dave Filoni. He's one up Dave Filoni. I think he's one of the only ones they said
Oh,
that one
wow.
up Dave Filoni and
Mhm.
multiple people. That he had to
Wow.
remind them in the time era, and he had to be like, well, no, that couldn't happen because in this time era he doesn't have that yet.
Yeah.
Or this and he actually did that. He's corrected people in Lucasfilm for the correct
Wow.
dates and stuff like that, which is very impressive to me, and that's why I respect him for that. Because as a Star Wars fan, I really appreciate that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so cool that he did that. So anyway, that was a really cool thing, and that's what got me hyped for the last season or the last couple. He says
Because you said it at the beginning, but he plays the voice of Darth Maul in the Clone
in the
Wars.
Clone
Yep.
Wars, he doesn't actually physically portray Darth Maul in the live action.
All right.
But he's done
That's-
all the Clone Wars
Yeah,
animated voicing, right? All of it,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
in Rebels
and Rebels.
Yep.
Yeah,
Secrets.
yeah,
Yeah, but
it's so good. Yeah, Anyway.
he's very knowledgeable.
But he basically said that the ending, he's like, we do something. The ending is epic. He's like,
Nice.
we do something
Wow.
real big. He
I'm kind of
says.
surprised. I mean, the Bad Batch is important,
Yeah.
and they're probably gonna
I
come
think it
back
was a
in
good
this season.
introduction. I
Right,
think it was a
but-
good introduction to the season.
I feel like they maybe could have done that in like 2 episodes, maybe,
yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of.
and then really open it up for the big, huge. Because if that's where they're going,
I think it's just
there's
because,
a lot of stuff to wrap up, and they only got 6 episodes left, or
Right.
8
Yeah.
or whatever.
and I don't. The thing for me is like, I don't know. Was it always meant to be only 7 seasons, or did they have plans farther on?
Right.
But now that
Yeah.
they have to conclude it, did they just kind of bump things up for this to be the final season? You know what I'm saying? Like that's why, because they already had these shows made, you know, or like this whole season. So that's why they had the Bad Batch, and it fits as in just like a season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think they're piecing in things to be the final arc that they've added in after the fact. And actually, Sam Witwer does talk about that a little bit. How they had to take out a few scenes that they originally had in it to input some more scenes that apply to the overall arc of season 7. So I find that really interesting. But yeah, what do you guys?
That's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah.
I'll have to watch that interview.
I'm just excited about that. But this episode, it feels just like a good solid. This arc just feels like a good solid arc for the Clone Wars. I'll say. And it's kind of, I like how it kind of jumps back to previous characters that we've known, which is Echo, and gives you more about the clones, which kind of the show is about in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Not just them, but it's the Clone Wars. So,
Clone Wars.
And getting Echo back, and it's cool because we actually see Echo in Rebels, so we know that he lives. But there's also, in this episode, I'm confused because in Rebels, not to spoil Rebels or anything, I don't think it's really a spoiler, but he's kind of goofy. Like, he seems like
a little more lighthearted.
A little more lighthearted, a little bit more unstable.
Yeah.
Is more of what it is. Like, his brain is, and maybe that's just because of the damage done, but by the end of this episode, he was normal still.
Yeah.
And I was kind of confused by that. I thought that thing, because whenever we were watching it and his brain got kind of fried by the overload.
Yeah, you thought
I was
maybe
like, here it goes. He's gonna be more like the Rebels one, but they didn't do that. So I was kind of confused by that. But
maybe his mind just slowly deteriorates.
It's probably more of that thing. Yeah. And also we know. Well, I don't want to give away all Rebels if people haven't seen Rebels. Watch Rebels.
Watch Rebels
if you haven't seen it. It's really good. It's a really good series. It's only 4 seasons long.
Really, it's that short?
Yeah, it's 4 seasons, and that's what they planned from the beginning. They knew it was going to be 4 seasons when they went into it.
Yeah, it was pretty short, but it was succinct.
But I also want to talk about this episode. It was on point, and I think that was the genius behind that show. Was they knew the beginning, they knew the middle, and they knew the end, and that was what made it so good.
Yeah, because
they did some big things in that I didn't think they were going to go into. They also had some really silly things I didn't think they'd go into, and you're like, oh yeah, this is a kid show,
right?
But then they had some huge things that I was like, they should have done this in a movie. I seriously was like, this should have been a movie or TV show.
It was. There were some moments
they should have, and almost to the point where I was like, I wish they would have done this in a TV show.
Yeah,
not to be like weird towards Rebels, but I just feel like that's how big some of the stuff
always
was.
go to live action, man.
Yeah, I mean, back then I don't think they had the means, or I think they proved themselves with Rebels for the Mandalorian in a lot of ways.
Yeah, you're right. They could make it epic if they made it live action.
And everybody across the board, pretty much people loved Rebels. You know, so
even people that didn't like Clone Wars.
Yeah, it picked up a lot of people. But but because of Rebels, I think the Clone Wars saw a lot more people watching Clone Wars because of Rebels, because it ties in.
It does tie in together
in a lot of ways, and it's so interesting. They have so many cool things in that show.
Yeah,
and where it leaves off is still kind of
vague.
Open.
Yeah, which I'm excited about that too. I want to see
with
that
Mandalorian.
Series. Yeah, I think it might tie in. I'm wondering.
Yeah, secrets, but it kind of ends around the end of episode 6.
Yep. Yeah, it does.
That's
after
basically
episode 6,
which is around when Mandalorian takes place.
That's like the last scene
like,
is after episode 6 in Rebels, and you're like, what? And it's
then
totally genius.
And then that's what I mean. There's Filoni doing it, and he's doing Mando.
Right.
So you're like,
I'm hoping.
They could see this person or that person show up from an animated show, and you're like,
wow.
What?
Next,
what a crossover.
Next, I want to hear
like Mary Poppins,
right,
animated coming into real life.
They actually just leave him animated.
They do.
Why do you look like that?
It's like
Disney. It's like a full Disney.
Roger Rabbit or something like that.
Yeah, like a Disney 360. They're like, wow, this is weird. Disney's like using its own technology.
Right.
We've done it again.
Wow.
No, but what was I gonna say? The next person I want to see as a consultant for that series when they come back with like a Rebels or Mandalorian whatever kind of tie-in, I want to see what's his name who did the books? Thrawn. Timothy Zahn.
Timothy Zahn.
Wouldn't that be awesome if they?
Oh man!
What if Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni had plans to do the Thrawn trilogy, and make it fit still in the universe, but do the Thrawn trilogy?
That'd be awesome.
That I would lose my mind if they did that.
Yeah. Like a proper
I'm losing
Thrawn
my mind.
trilogy. Because you
Like
could,
Echo.
you
We
could
knew that.
have.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to recast if you did live action, but you
Yeah.
could have
Yeah.
Luke. You could have whoever.
You could have Luke. You
Mhm.
could have Leia. I mean, I think in the show, I think if they did a show, not movies,
Yeah.
they did a long format, I think that would be even better because people would accept more the fact
Bring
that it's
back
not
all
the same.
Iron or
Right.
Aaron Reich. Bring back the guy that played Han in the movie.
Yeah, do it.
Bring
Just
back
age him up
Donald
a little bit.
Glove gloves.
Yeah,
Donald.
that would be. I would be all for
Simba
that.
himself.
gloves.
I just
Simba himself.
just finally watched Lion
Oh,
King.
I haven't watched that one yet.
Donald
What?
Glover.
Is it
Pretty
good? That was John Favreau.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I
I
haven't
mean,
seen that one.
it's pretty good.
I think the only problem with the Lion King for me that
Yeah.
I didn't really
The
want
new one.
It's all in.
a new one. It's they don't have anything to ground it.
Yeah.
At least with the Jungle Book, and because Jungle Book was so revolutionary as far as how they
Mhm.
did it, I think that grounded it was the kid.
Yep.
He grounded it.
You know what I would have rather seen
What?
is if they do the movie with no talking.
The Lion.
Oh, the
King?
Lion
Yep.
King.
Yep. So it's just like real animals and all the same events
okay,
happening
yeah.
basically.
I can see that.
And but it was more like because that's how realistic they looked most of the time. Looked like a nature documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They looked so real. But then when they start talking, you're like, oh well, that,
this
obviously they
isn't real?
digitized it. But it's
Yeah.
the best version of that of them talking that they could possibly do.
Yeah.
But then they got they redid all the songs.
They
All-
didn't do any of the same.
No, they did.
Oh, they did the same
So
song.
it's basically the same
Everything.
songs.
So it's just the same thing.
yes.
Yeah.
It basically is the
It's
same
just a
thing.
remake.
So I'm thinking it'd be interesting to see the same events take place, but I know there's some. That's how they get him to do the certain things because Scar lies to him, and
Yeah.
that he's playing with his psyche as a kid, and but
Yep.
I don't know.
I think. See, like, which one's better? Do you think, the live action version or the animated classic animated?
Oh, I'd
Yeah.
have to say animated.
Yeah.
But I
Have you
haven't
seen the new?
I
You haven't seen the new one. What about you, Dan?
No, the classic animated is better.
It's way better.
It
That's hard
doesn't-
for
it
say
doesn't-
because of John Favreau. We like John Favreau.
Yeah, it
for
doesn't bring enough new stuff to the table.
for it to make it.
It's all like feel good, like oh, this reminds me of
Nostalgia.
the original.
Yeah,
And for some people, this will be the first one that they ever see
ever
of Lion
see.
King, and they'll
Yeah.
love it. And then they'll go
Yeah.
back and look, oh, look, let's watch the classic version.
Right.
yeah.
I used to
So I
watch
get
that.
it.
It's kind of twofold. It kind of works both ways for
Yeah.
Disney.
So I mean, yeah, you can watch it, and it's not unenjoyable,
Yeah.
But
Still good.
the emotion isn't there a lot of time
Mm.
because of what they have to animate. Like the bird,
Right.
Zazu, whatever. Like,
Zazu.
he's
Yeah.
pretty goofy, but like in this one, because like he looks so real, they get the birds right. But like
Mhm.
his eyes, he just kind of looks like dead eyes. looking
Dead
at you, and
eyes.
he's supposed to be funny, and it doesn't
Just
really
doesn't
work.
really work.
I like
Oh,
his
okay.
voice, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice
so
to
that,
watch.
I know. That's what I think.
they made $1 billion.
I think some of the
Yeah.
the better ones. I think actually the best one was really for me still is the first one they did, which was Cinderella.
Mhm.
Cinderella.
I didn't think I was gonna like that movie as much as I did, and that's kind of weird. But I actually really liked that movie.
Yeah.
I really like that movie.
lot of
My
people
wife
really
really
like-
likes it too, so that helps.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
But it's solid, and they did that well. I think,
Mhm.
and they added a few things enough to make it
Yep.
still on its own.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's true to the original in a lot of ways, and I think that one was done very well. And I think the next one for me after that would probably have to be Aladdin.
Aladdin.
The only thing I didn't like was some of the agenda stuff they threw in there at the end.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that was probably one of the best ones because it was cool to see a live action version of it. Although they did that weird filming editing, I didn't love that. Like slow it down and then speed it up.
Yeah.
Because anytime you saw a flame or anything like it, it messed with your
Yeah, it was
mind.
just
Like
weird.
watching, you were just like
And which one?
Aladdin.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you see Aladdin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember they did that? They filmed it half the speed.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
then they
yeah,
sped
yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
at certain parts.
But the problem is, you see any flickering flames or anything, your eye just doesn't believe what's going
yeah,
on.
yeah. There's some strangeness in that. It
it-
doesn't make. It was trying to be artsy, I think.
yeah, but it
It
really
just is kind of weird.
weird. But other than that, like, what's his name was hilarious.
Will Smith.
Will Smith, and
Yep.
that added a totally different feel to the movie. You know, nothing can top really Robin Williams'
Right. As the
performance.
genie. Yeah.
But I thought
Yeah.
this was the next best thing
Yeah.
to that, honestly.
Nice.
He kind
Because
made
of
it
the
his own.
arc they added to for him. I liked that arc.
Yeah.
It was something new. It was something different, and it was fun.
Mhm.
So anyway, and the songs were still good, super enjoyable.
Yeah.
I thought it was well casted too.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
anyway, we just went into all the Disney
all
remakes.
things
Yeah.
Disney. This is a
Woo!
show about all things Disney.
Which
but
Disney
mostly Star
remake
Wars
is your
Disney.
favorite?
Staying on target tonight.
No, we're totally off.
We're off a
Anyway,
little bit.
back
but
to the
we're coming up
show.
on an hour here, so
Back to
we're
the
getting wrapping up things a little bit.
Yeah.
Not really, but
More spoiler talk.
have you guys watched the episode yet?
Yeah. Hey, we're still talking.
We're still
We're
talking.
still here. We're still talking.
Yeah.
We haven't got past the first minute of the show. But
No. Yeah.
no, there was some
Prelude.
funny parts in this episode that we were laughing out loud near the end. But,
Yeah.
But Wrecker the whole time he's like, "Well, we got to be stealth." Like,
He's
I
like,
hate
there's that word
Yeah.
again. I hate that word.
Which is
Oh my
perfect
gosh.
because he's just
So
a big.
good.
Yeah.
And so far, every
Big brute.
time they've gone, he's not stealthy.
No.
No,
not
he
at all.
Just
I mean,
smashes.
how
He just
can
doesn't
he be?
listen.
Yeah,
He's huge.
yeah. And so he gets his moment at that part when they were Anakin gets his detonator or
there's a
whatever.
detonator.
Why
Well,
was there self-destruct?
Yeah, I guess it was. I think.
Because if he
Admiral
abandoned ship, he can just
Yeah,
Oh,
and that's another
okay.
tactic thing you can do, especially during war. If somebody's
must
going to
fight
invade your ship, or you can
run
flee from the
away.
ship and use it as a.
It seems like though it wouldn't
Explosive
just come
thing.
out of that holder.
I know, it's
so
kind of
right,
weird,
yeah.
but it was
You
in
know
the captain's chair, so I mean, only the captain would have
Right.
access to it.
Yeah.
kind
Could you
of thing.
imagine if you
Yeah.
accidentally hit that thing?
He's like, hit the hyperdrive. Oh no!
I know.
But that was
It's
one
like,
of the
I'm
funny
showing-
scenes though, because he was like, well, there was a couple of funny scenes with him, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was one of the funniest. Whenever he,
He's like, here you go, Wrecker. He's like, are you serious? I get to blow it up.
the whole thing.
This is the happiest day of my life.
He's
Like
As he
coming to
says it,
tears.
As he says it, the whole
Yeah.
ship just blows up
Oh
with
my
like
gosh.
crazy
Yeah.
colors.
some of the funniest moments in this one too. Like I also love the fact that in that image you showed, the fact that they took the time to have Mace Windu
Where
stop
is it?
before fighting all the droids, and he's just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
he's just like, at this point in the war, he's like he
I've killed
rattles
so
off,
many of you.
yeah, the numbers dismantled, and he's giving them droids,
Yeah.
Yeah.
lifeless droids,
Yep.
opportunity,
Opportunity to
opportunity to surrender and be repurposed. And
Yeah.
it's such a
Oh my
Jedi thing to do, but it was also hilarious in the execution
Yeah.
that it just played perfectly.
Yeah.
And I
They're
love that
just
they
like-
took the time to do that. They didn't need to do that. They could have just shown up, started the
Yeah, and just
Right,
started
yeah.
battling.
fighting, but they took the time to. And even Obi-Wan is like, is he really saying this?
Yeah.
Right now?
Is he monologuing?
He caught me monologuing.
I thought it was cool. It was hilarious. It was just cool to see Obi-Wan and Mace,
Yeah.
together, just kind of
Fighting
battling
side
it
by
out.
side.
Yeah,
That doesn't
yeah.
happen very often
Right.
in my memory.
It happens more in the Clone
Yeah, more
Wars
in the Clone
show
Wars.
than the. I guess they
Yeah.
fought on Geonosis,
Geonosis.
but that's really some of the only times
Yeah.
that they fight together.
It's
Because really,
more
towards
rare.
they get spread out pretty thin as far as
Mhm.
Jedi, because the Jedi are like
Well, usually it's Anakin.
commanders of the army.
It's
Yeah.
usually Anakin and Obi-Wan, and then they have
Yeah.
to split up.
Yep.
So but to
Mhm.
see them all together, obviously Anaxis was a big deal.
Yeah. But the biggest thing in this one was really when they showed Anakin's dark side coming out
Yep.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was
I did not expect
That final
yeah,
final
I
scene.
wondered,
Right.
but
because they fried
Echo there
Yep.
for a minute. Yeah.
He was doing good. It's funny that the Bad Batch was like, we don't know if we trust him, and even us were the whole time we're like, I don't know if we trust him.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
How are
know,
they going to
it's
play
just-
this?
Yeah. Is it because he was acting weird at the end of the other one? You were right.
And they didn't
then-
trust him because he was hooked up to the Separatists for years.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's I don't know. I don't know if Filoni was just messing with us all.
I think
at
it
the
was.
end.
Yeah.
I
It's a
mean,
redirect.
I just don't think they had time to go the other way
Mhm.
Yeah.
unless they followed up later.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Where he backs out. Yeah. or
because like
something.
this episode even felt like two halves because it was like, oh, they completed the first task, which
yeah,
was to
pretty quick.
Yeah.
destroy all those droids, and they were winning on all fronts.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then
Bob
Trench,
Suddenly.
Yeah.
Suddenly
and
victory.
then it was like, wahahaha.
Admiral Trench outsmarted. Can't always trust an algorithm,
Yeah, so then he
Right,
turns it around as
Yeah.
a master kind of tactician in a lot of ways.
which was
except
pretty
for,
cool
like,
to
Thrawn.
see.
Yeah, which he was. I feel like
Mhm.
they were trying to emulate Thrawn in a lot of ways, but not exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause
Not,
Thrawn,
not as many.
Thrawn wouldn't have been
arms.
surprised by Anakin there at the
Right.
end.
Yeah. It'd been
Yeah.
like, oh. About
And he would
time
have
he
had
showed up.
Yeah, he would have had a contingency for that too.
Yeah.
Rook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, but they pull out at the end, basically the Vader type
Yep. Vader
dark
moment for
side
sure.
with the scar, and even like the animation was kind of freaky, and the
Yeah.
music. We noticed the music.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
Yeah.
it was intense, and how it wasn't total dark side, but he said like, I'm not constrained by those
Right. Yeah.
like.
I don't have
weakness-
such weaknesses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was like, dude, this guy's like.
Right.
He's
Wow,
got-
he's going off
He's
the
got a
deep.
half step into the dark side right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
boy.
He's going
Yeah.
gray.
Yeah,
Gray Jedi.
Which is crazy. I didn't think we'd see it like that.
Yeah, he's definitely there, and I did watch the Clone Wars download or whatever that she is pregnant.
Yeah, she definitely is, but
so timing wise.
But she doesn't tell him because a lot of people worry that they were retconning it because in the movies she doesn't tell him until he gets back in person. So she doesn't tell him, but it's a small subtle thing.
Well, it does tell us.
You don't think he'd be able to recognize that. That's the thing, but I don't know.
Don't guess at that ever.
Ever.
You got
the great Brian Regan.
Baby do.
Brian Regan.
What baby?
A funny comedian. If you guys don't know who he is, check out
hilarious.
Brian Regan. He's got hilarious
Baby
stuff.
pandas at the zoo.
At the
He
zoo.
has a whole segment where he talks about never guessing at a woman being pregnant.
Ask a woman when the babies do.
But it definitely tells us more of the timeline in that she's, within so many months of having the children, which is also within, the Order 66. Well, that comes after, but the moment of, Obi-Wan and Anakin, it's all unraveling here pretty quick.
Yeah.
So they could really get into all that. So all this is going to overlap, and if they're going to go into Mandalorian places and stuff, how that times out, or if they're going to go back with that. I don't know how the timing works out.
Right.
Or if they're going to let this play out and then jump into that.
Or what if they straight allude past episode 6 with Ahsoka like they did with Rebels? And they show a little bit more, hinting again at this next period that's coming, with like kind of what you're saying with the Mandalorian in some ways.
The
Mandalorian takes place 5 years after episode 6.
Okay. Yeah, I think you're right.
And the end of Rebels, the very end of Rebels is right at the end of episode 6.
In a year or whatever, probably.
Pretty much.
Hey, we know who's still out there in the universe.
Oh, yeah.
At that stage. Yeah. Mr. Thronny. Thronian.
Oh, and I think they might bring Luke into season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Really?
I think they might, and you know who I think they might get to do it?
Who?
Sebastian Stan.
Because they got him on Disney Plus already.
Yeah, that's right.
As
He's
the
already on
Winter
the
Soldier,
docket.
man.
Yeah.
But he looks
does.
He looks so much
like
he does look
like him.
Luke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can pull up a picture. So
They even like somebody like digitally put his face on Luke's face with like the same haircut and everything.
Yeah.
And it's like
like
eerily similar. Like eerily similar. It's cool.
Crazy.
And I think they could do it. I don't know necessarily how they do Leia young. I think they could recast.
I think it's her daughter.
I think they could do Billy Lord.
Yeah. Because I think in
that one.
In
this one?
The Rise of
Yeah,
Skywalker,
that one right there.
She played that part as young Leia.
they just took his eyes, but maybe it's his whole face.
No, I'm pretty sure that's his whole face.
Wow.
Because they have that other photo.
Let me show the people what we're looking at.
Wow, that is pretty scary.
It is scary how. I mean, it's maybe they did some digital altering type stuff, but
it just proves what they could do.
Yeah, it's the hair, but the face though is still definitely.
They could do this in post. So let's see if we can pull this
morphed it.
image in here.
Maybe a little.
Back to the three of us.
Looks so old.
What picture is this?
Oh
yes.
Yes.
Yes. All right, but Sebastian Stan is quite a clever fellow.
quite a
clever fellow.
Witty
got anything to add to
banter
that?
while we're
Yeah.
figuring things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's also.
Always.
Let's do this one first. Nope, that's not.
That's not it. That's not right.
All right. Well, this is one.
Well, while you're figuring that, did you already pull one up?
Yeah, he already got
sure.
it.
Oh,
okay. He's gonna
I was gonna say.
Whoa!
Whoa! Hello.
Wow.
So that is a picture of on the. Is it their right or our right? I'm confused all of a sudden.
They're looking at what we're looking
Oh, okay, sorry. It's not mirrored.
Yeah.
Wow.
So point at it, Dustin.
It's Friday. So on this side, nope, that is mirrored. I'm so confused. I'm not doing this. No, on the right, it's Sebastian Stan.
There you go.
No, it's the opposite way.
Look, Nick, you and me
That
have
way
different
it's
faces.
Sebastian. It's on that way. This guy right here is
the matter?
Sebastian Stan.
What's
This one is Mark Hamill. If you didn't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Get your arm
So-
out
So
of
Mark
here.
Hamill's in the middle of your screen, and Sebastian Stan's face is on the right,
Yeah.
on top of Luke's.
There's also
hair.
a third image there's another image with all three, and I think it's showing the same.
Imagery.
Yeah,
Wow.
and how they added it.
All right,
That's
so
like
let's check
super
it.
eerie.
Yeah, but isn't it crazy how close he looks?
Yeah.
So they
it is.
could cast him as
could do it.
a young Luke,
Mhm.
and I think they should still have Mark Hamill in the season as like a different character. I think
yeah.
that would be hilariously awesome.
Why
Yep.
not?
What if he was
This one's gonna be
Sabayoth?
more-
Oh my
more
goodness,
helpful.
that makes sense, and that would be hilariously
There we
cool
go.
if he did Sabayoth.
So, with the right amount of movie magic, you
Yeah.
can see how close they are. I mean, they're quite similar.
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty cool if they could do that and stick
they
him in
did-
Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm still pushing
You
for
got some
that.
serious forceness going on. I mean, they don't need to because they've done such a good job.
Right.
And
Yeah.
just, and you know the characters and whatever. It
But-
sounds like the
Go ahead.
girl who used to be a shock trooper. Sounds like she has a
Cara
lot of stuff
Cara
to
Dune.
do.
In
Yeah.
this newest season, they're
Yeah.
gonna go maybe into her backstory or
I don't know. It just sounds like she has a lot to do.
yeah.
Hmm.
But I've heard rumors that Luke is gonna be in this one potentially, and I think the reason that Luke fits so well into this one is because of Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because in this next season, I think he's going to be looking for, somebody who can take
Yeah.
care of Baby Yoda and
Mm-hmm.
who could train Baby Yoda, Luke.
Luke.
Yeah.
And he's alive in this time era, and he's young. He's
Right.
starting his
Yep.
Jedi.
Starting his Jedi.
What do you think
Yeah.
the chances of them killing Baby Yoda in
Are
season 2?
I think you should stop talking
You-
and don't ever
Shut
say
your
that
mouth.
again.
I'm deleted.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Nothing
Oh,
bad
no.
will ever happen to Baby Yoda.
Don't ever do that. They just came out with the merchandise.
Right.
They just
Why would they
did.
do that?
I don't think Baby
No, I
Yoda's
don't
gonna
think they
die. I don't.
No. He's gonna live.
I think if they were to kill off Baby Yoda, I think it'd be because they find out that he's a clone and there's a lot of them.
Right.
Or there's another one.
Yeah.
So he doesn't ever actually die. They're gonna
Yeah.
pull a Palpatine. Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
But a lot better.
Just stop talking.
but
I still wonder if the Mandalorian's going to become like the Dread Pirate Roberts,
Right.
where
Yeah.
he can just he can,
I am not the
keeps passing
he
it
Mandalorian.
on.
dies, the next guy picks it up,
Right.
in his squad or whatever.
yeah.
If he truly does have more of a team, or if maybe they're just together temporarily, I don't know. He's
Yeah.
still got to collect bounties to make dough,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
I think. Yeah.
I would think so. He's got to be able to pay for travel.
Well, the
and-
other thing too is he ever gonna? Did his whole culvert die? I mean, I'm still kind of
No,
confused by
yeah.
that.
I don't think so.
I think
but-
they just gave up.
Or some of them
Like,
left.
They left the order or clan.
But I don't know. It was just weird to me because it was like because he was working towards helping the culvert. That's why he
Yeah.
was doing so much. And the armorer, but the armorer is still alive. So are they starting like a new culvert? I don't completely understand like
Right.
the direction for him at this point,
Yeah.
other than he's
Yeah.
been tasked to find either the species
Mm-hmm.
or the planet where he
I think that's what
originates
he's gonna
from,
do.
or are they going to go that way, or are they going? Is he going to find like Luke or find somebody who can train him, or is he going
Right,
to
I
just
don't
train
know.
him to be? And is there going to be a time jump? I love how this has just turned into Mandalorian season 2 speculation.
Yep.
we just
But
Yeah.
I don't. We're super excited about the Mandalorian.
we're
Yeah,
pretty
but
excited
we
about
really
it.
are.
Well, and
Let's-
watching the Clone Wars, it all ties together. Not
Yeah.
really, but
I think Ahsoka too could definitely be in Mandalorian season 2.
yep. So I guess this was definitely a fun episode to watch of Clone Wars.
Yeah, we'll jump back to that.
We're
We'll
exci-
finish.
we're
Let's get our
excited to
final
s-
thoughts
yeah, let's
on.
get-
Yeah, final thoughts.
Nail it down.
Because next week is Gone with the Trace and Deal No Deal after that.
Yes, Howie Mandel.
And nobody knows what's going to happen, but Gone with a Trace, I don't know who that could be talking about.
Gone
I don't
with
know.
the Trace.
Echo,
Echo.
Yeah, but the big scene at the
or
end
it
of,
could be Ahsoka, Gone with the Trace.
I guess, what do you guys think about the bombshell that he did leave with the Bad Batch?
Yeah,
Yeah. I was not expecting that.
I wasn't. I was kind of expecting it for the fact that he had the skull armor already on.
That's true.
He was like he matched them.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm one of them now.
And it kind of seemed like because he's so different now from the regs,
right.
the regs, yeah.
it kind of did
He's
make
kinda
sense.
messed up.
Yeah, and he's got a unique ability now too,
Yeah.
which
I
he
just
can
feel like
plug
he's-
into like the
Yeah.
mainframe.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like he's a little unhinged, though. I feel like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
might need some
But I
time
but
around Rex to just
that's the only
collect
thing that
himself,
could come
yeah.
back. I don't see the weird thing is how I don't understand how they're all going to get back together for
Later.
Rebels. Like I
Mhm.
just don't understand how this connects. I thought they were going to leave it more connected to like how it ends up. I think Dave Filoni's going to explain that somewhere along the way in here.
Yeah.
he has to. Yeah.
I feel like he has to. I think
knows
for
us that
him
much.
and for us, I think it would make more sense.
So sending him with the Bad Batch must explain.
It must explain some,
Yeah.
Why he goes
but I'm pretty sure the
Maybe,
Bad Patch
yeah.
becomes like that elite, the Bad Batch,
The Bad Patch.
The Bad Patch.
bad patch of grapes.
They become
But-
Clone Force 99.
Yeah, Clone Wars 90,
Well, I mean, they
or
already
not,
are.
not Clone Wars 90. They're like the elite troop that hunt Jedi,
Yeah, Clone
kind of.
Force 99.
Was it Clone Wars 99?
Yeah.
Oh,
we do
whoops.
this every week.
I do it every I'm sorry. Anyway, yeah, so they become that. But
Yeah.
where's Echo in that? I think it's right for him at this time because he's kind of needs some
Yeah.
crazy people to follow along with because he is totally different now from everybody else and
Yeah.
seen some stuff.
Seen
So-
some stuff.
But I still think it's the Emperor that's controlling this clone group.
I think you're right.
You know,
Which is nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Because now Echo just got sucked into their
Right.
evil, twisted world.
well, and not to spoil Rebels, but we know that Echo, Rex, and Commander Wolf, those are the 3 that are in Rebels, and they all got their inhibitor chip things. Not inhibitor, I don't know what it is. I forget what it's called, but
It's something.
those
Yeah,
things.
something
It's
like
the thing that they implanted
Order
in all of
66
that. That
Yeah.
yeah, that Order 66 that Fives found out in season 6,
Yeah.
and they all get theirs removed, but they haven't explained that yet, or
That's
how that
true.
happens, or when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to see too. I'm like, how do they figure it out
Yeah,
and
right.
understand and get past that?
So
you
they
know?
can survive. Yeah, because
Yeah.
they're old Crustos and Rebels.
Yeah,
Old
but they're
Crustos.
awesome. They're awesome in Rebels.
They are. They're really cool.
But yeah, anyway, that was unique. I liked how they handled that at the end too, where they all saluted.
Yep.
It was kind of
Mhm.
mutual respect now for the regs and then the clone batch,
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly.
and how kind of progressed, and it was kind of like healing for Rex in some ways to save his friend
Yeah.
and to still let him go.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
He knows that he's back and
yeah.
he's out there surviving, hopefully. But he doesn't have to deal with them.
I also do
Right,
like
he doesn't have
that.
to
I
deal
also
with-
like that really
Oh,
cool
thank
shot
God he
they
left.
did.
Feed him every day.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I like that cool shot they did whenever he plugged in the mainframe and they realized and they did that one shot
Yeah.
and it was like zoom in on his face.
Yeah, that was
You're like,
pretty.
That's like something you see in the live action more
Yeah.
than you do in
Background.
animation.
It's just-
zooms away.
There's a technique to that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You zoom the lens at the exact timing
that
that
you're moving
backwards.
Yeah.
or
It's like a-
forward.
It creates that weird
that-
parallax.
yeah.
Or
It's
either
like
way.
stretching.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's a
Yeah.
cool technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, I give
was a
it
good
a
episode.
good arc. I like seeing the Bad Batch. I
Mhm.
felt like they could have had a little bit more to do, to be honest. Just
yeah.
to be
Yeah.
perfectly honest. But and I like the one-upmanship too. That was
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
That was great.
Of Wrecker just destroying,
yeah.
and then
Crosshair.
Crosshair too, yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was
That was.
Yeah.
He's
Clever.
definitely just dead shot.
He's
dead
dead
shot,
shot.
from.
yeah.
Oh man. Well,
So yeah,
that's
good episode.
Good on you.
Good on you. Good on you,
stuff.
mate.
So we do
Good
have one more thing we're gonna jump into real quick because we had so much fun last week
Yeah, we did.
quizzing ourselves
Oh my
on
goodness.
which Bad Batch.
Cozy.
We saw that one at the end last week of which Clone Wars character are you? It just makes
Yeah.
so much sense. So we're gonna jump in and have a little fun with this before we get out of here for the night.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm sure you guys all jumped on and did the Bad Batch one last week. I know some people commented in with us, but if you get a chance, you want to do this one, hey, StarWars.com. I had to search it, but search Clone Wars quiz or whatever. And we'll post a link in our producer will post a link in the chat there. So if
Yeah.
you want to check it out.
Chatty
So
McChatsters.
Nick, you want to go first?
Sure.
All
I haven't
right,
heard
here
a
we
lot of people
go.
tonight.
Everybody's taking a nap.
Everybody is taking.
I'm taking a nap.
They're
Is
washing
this
their hands.
reality?
Here we go. The fight is erupting. Choose your weapon. One lightsaber. Two lightsabers.
What is this to show?
Green lightsaber.
what is this quiz
Red
about?
lightsaber.
Oh, yeah.
Who's
Can you
your,
scroll to the top? Yeah, Nick, what does it say again? Yeah, which Star Wars Clone Wars character are you?
Oh, so all the
Yeah.
Clone Wars
all
characters.
Clone Wars.
All
Okay.
the Clone
I don't know if they're
Wars
including season
characters.
7 now or not. But
My
Prob-
words.
probably not. But it could be because it's talking about it down
Right.
there.
I like lightsabers.
Good.
I don't like two lightsabers though. I prefer one. I will choose one. Your friends are in danger. What do? Drop everything to help them. Run headfirst in this. 2 words. Aggressive negotiation.
Or they're on their own.
They're on their own.
What character is that going to be? Jar Jar?
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Yay.
No, this has to. There's probably some dark side answers.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
got. Yeah, there's-
Probably they're on their own is the darkest.
Yeah.
That's Anakin.
Head first could be Anakin too.
Yeah.
All
Drop
all
everything.
three of those could be really.
Mm,
If you think about it.
run head first.
Really?
What is your favorite color?
Yeah, when we play video games together,
Right.
that's what you always do.
Right.
I'm like, let's come up with a plan. Nick's
Just
like,
run in.
I'm
Yeah.
in it.
Kill him!
And then
That's
Nick's
Kill him
me.
before it lays eggs.
When I've been playing some Splatoon 2 in my illness, and That's what I do.
Splatoon 2. That's
All
what you
these
do.
other kids or whoever they are that are playing multiplayer, they just hang back. They're like, I'm just like, let's get them, guys. Like literally just
like
catch some of these people. You run up to them, they're like, they don't know what to do.
Oh!
Yeah.
Catching
awesome.
a magic show. Spending quiet time in the country. Exercising.
We all
A good book and some hot tea.
Also
Uh,
spending
spa
quiet-
day. Hey,
What happened?
your greatest strength is
My words.
courage, my muscle, perseverance, loyalty, my devotion.
I would say perseverance.
There you go.
Perseverance. My greatest weakness is perseverance.
Oh man, that was a cool scene right there. Seeing the
Mhm.
Emperor, that was so
Wait.
freaky when he showed up.
Anger gives you focus.
Oh
Makes you
gosh.
stronger.
Oh man.
Choose a pet. Cat, dog, reptile, rodent.
Rodent.
bird. What's
Kawaki
the
and
difference?
monkey lizard right there.
Doggy. Doggy.
It is funny to see that on his
Yeah.
shoulder.
Politician, warrior, teacher, spy.
Warrior.
A warrior teacher.
A warrior. Teacher spy. Choose a Star Wars character to be your partner for a school project. What? Where are they getting at?
Yeah. what?
Wow, we just jumped right out of the.
Right
off the pages.
Too annoying.
If you choose Count Dooku, you might be dead.
mm.
Or Savage, actually.
Star Wars character to be a partner for a school project.
Yeah, what?
Oh,
What kind of
great.
school
A
project are
research
we doing?
paper on Star Wars.
So
We're
many
making a
questions.
Science experiment.
These things always make me ask more questions.
know,
than I can
yeah.
answer.
It's like I don't know. I don't know. I do like Count Dooku
Uh-oh.
because he can count.
You're
Oh,
Anakin.
that
Oh, and Nick got
That's pretty
Anakin.
dark.
Nick
Yeah.
and I.
Just before
Are you the
Darth
one?
Vader.
You form strong attachments to the people in your life and have trouble letting go. It's true, but
It's
you've
true.
proven time and again that you're charismatic, courageous, and capable of greatness.
Greatness.
Obviously.
Now that you know your place in the world, oh no, do this other quiz.
Dude,
Which
Not
Jedi
another
are
one. We're
you?
gonna do another one next week.
All right, let's take it again. Take
No
it
more
again.
quizzes.
Take it again.
Whose turn?
What's that?
Nickakin.
Nick again.
Yeah, your
Oh
turn.
yeah, sure, I'll go.
I choose
All right,
you.
Dustin.
All right, definitely the dark
If
side.
I is
No, I'm
erupting,
just-
choose your
Dark
weapon.
side.
My words.
My words.
I feel like I'd try words first.
Yeah,
but
you
if
would.
It, so I guess.
Choose your weapon.
But I would.
Choose your weapon.
But if I had to,
Wordly.
if I knew it was a fight, like a fight is already erupting,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going with a lightsaber because I
Oh,
can't.
how
not.
original.
Your
Yeah.
friends are in danger. What do? Drop everything, run head first. Two words, aggressive negotiation.
negotiations.
They're on their own.
They're on their own.
I'd probably drop everything to help them.
Yeah, all right.
What's your
Man.
favorite color? Yellow. Green.
favorite color?
Who's your favorite food group? Like revenge.
Obviously, the dark side.
Something savory, vegetables. If I was gonna live off one food, it'd be vegetables.
But if it's your favorite food group,
Oh, that's dangerous. I'll say sweets. 'Cause
oh,
Same.
great. How do you like to unwind or unwind?
Catching a magic.
I don't know why
show.
catching a
Unwind.
magic show is the main thing. Like
Right. Yeah. Magic.
quiet time in the. I mean,
You know, there's so many
I like
magic
the
shows
concept.
happening. I'm just gonna go catch one.
I don't
good
know.
book and
I
some
feel like
hot
this
tea.
sounds the most, or this one of these two sound the most relaxing to unwind.
That makes perfect sense.
I'll do this.
My muscle.
Greatest strength, courage, loyalty, my devotion. I don't know. All of them are.
All of them are my strengths.
All of them are my strengths.
But
No,
which one is
sure.
your greatest?
I don't know.
Well, just
My
pick out the
devotion.
4 weakest and choose the other one.
Courage.
3, 2, 1.
I want to go with Nick's answer. That makes the most
Well, then do
sense.
it.
Yeah.
You can be Nick and I too.
Okay. My greatest weakness is
Hate.
ignorance. Maybe.
That's my greatest strength.
Right. Ignorance is bliss.
Misplaced trust. I don't think so. Ignorance. Fear. Let's go. Let's do.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know why he started yelling.
Let's do this.
Let's do
That's
fear.
all
Let's do
this
fear. I don't
fear.
know.
Choose a pet.
Reptile.
I want to say bird, but I've never had a bird.
Herb.
Well, you just choose one. Doesn't mean
Whatever.
you have
I'll
to
do
own
bird. Get off my
Yeah.
back. I'm
What
gonna
would
be
your
a
dream
Ahsoka.
job be?
I'm gonna be a Thoka.
Teacher spy, warrior,
That's a
politician.
politician, warrior, teacher spy.
I feel like politician would be. I don't know if I'd be good at it though. Let's just say warrior because it's Star Wars.
Ah.
Choose a Star Wars character to be. Oh yeah, your partner for the school project.
You know,
Yeah, here we
Commander
go.
Cody seems like he would actually be the most logical choice because he's always willing to help you out. You know what I mean?
Yes.
He's got
Yeah,
honor.
that's true.
He's
He's-
diligent. He's
Yeah, but I mean.
Nope.
Oh, look, you're
Oh,
banana
no,
kid.
how in the
Anakin.
world? Okay, well,
I don't know, but we
Yeah,
know
how
that
do they,
you are Anakin.
I think that's just the answer for all of them.
Right. Yeah.
It probably is.
It's actually just.
Alisan did it and got Obi-Wan.
Oh, nice.
Hey, there you go. And
Kenobi and a Roby.
interesting. So let's see. Let's see. I'll just do it real quick here and jump into taking it again.
Take it again. What if we're all?
Choose your weapon.
That'd be hilarious.
We're the three.
A
Anakin-
blaster.
A blaster.
Your friends are in danger. What do you do?
Kill him.
Definitely
They're
this.
on their own.
Kill him.
What's
Kill
your
him.
favorite color?
What is your favorite
What's your
color?
favorite color? Yellow. Choose a favorite food group. Definitely something savory. How do you like to unwind? Look at bucket some hot tea. No. Yeah.
Yeah,
My greatest strength is
Perseverance.
I would.
my devotion. My greatest weakness is
My devotion.
anger. Choose a pet. Wow. They all sound horrible.
They all
I'm just
sound
kidding.
Terrible.
It's funny because when we took this quiz last week,
Choose a
My
star.
wife-
Yeah.
my wife was like, "Yes, Dustin. Yes, that's
Oh,
yours.
really?
Yes, that's yours." She was saying like some of us. This is so funny. I should have just had her take the quiz.
Yeah.
Right.
They know us better than we know
yeah,
ourselves.
she definitely does.
Let's choose.
Shout out to me, Wiffy.
To me, Wi-Fi.
That's what I call my wife.
I wonder what he would be like. Hey, there you go.
Captain Rex.
Whoa, nice, dude.
Captain Rex. In your book, experience outranks everything. Loyal to the core, you always stand up for what's right and come to the aid of your friends, who you consider as close as family. There you go. Cool.
Nice.
I'm
Well, we
Oz.
all get along because
I'm Captain
we're the
Rex.
same.
Yeah.
And Dan is our
Yeah.
We
I'll
work
be-
together
I'll be
so well.
Rex.
Capitan.
It makes perfect sense.
a perfect sense.
Yes.
We just turned
It's so
Italiano.
wonderful.
Capitana Rex.
Oh,
Oh, not
but-
again.
How embarrassing.
How
How
embarrassing.
embarrassing.
Howie Mandel, Deal or No Deal. That's one
Deal
of
or
the
no deal.
episodes.
We're excited for that one too. So
he better be in that episode. If
Oh
he's
my
not
gosh.
a voice in that episode,
That
I'm
is
going to be
just- yeah.
severely disappointed.
Yeah.
Severely.
Severely.
Wasted opportunity. Seven.
I agree.
Boom.
Boom.
Severally.
I was just thinking about our. I can't wait for our song to drop.
I know, right?
I wanted
I
to
could
start-
show. I could.
I wanted
I
to
could-
start singing it, but no, we gotta,
Nah,
we gotta
nah,
wait.
nah,
We gotta
nah,
wait
nah,
till
nah,
it's
nah,
done.
If I play them a nugget,
No.
Play the no, don't. I mean,
No, I
you
mean,
could- I don't.
Don't do it.
what I can do is I
Oh,
can.
no. What are we doing?
We're going through the.
What I can
What
do.
happened this whole episode?
Yeah, right. Here's a
Uh,
recap.
Any other questions out there? Thanks for watching us. If you got any questions, let us know.
and there's the
We'd love to
song.
hear from
They
you.
can
we got,
see
we
it.
got maybe a minute or
Yeah.
two left.
I've never done this. I've never
They
actually
can see
shown.
it.
I've
They
never
can sing
actually.
No,
See
they
it?
can see it.
They can sing
With
it.
their
They can
ears.
see this part of it
Oh.
anyway on the screen.
Whoa.
I've never actually done that before. Where they look at that. We're gonna do a
wow,
live,
it's
a
behind
live
us.
mixing
We're gonna do a live
session.
mix,
Yeah.
and we're gonna sing it together. Everybody, join in with us.
Join in with us
Oh
on
my
this
gosh.
part. I've never actually done this. It's a little laggy on the thing. It looks
Yeah.
like, but
Yeah. It's probably gonna crash everything.
no, I'm not actually gonna play it because I would have to
Right, yeah.
unfreeze it. And
For all
everything.
the audio listeners out
all
there,
the digital audio
we
listeners.
are digital. we
Digital
change it every
audio
time.
listeners.
The ear listeners. Yeah, Dan was
But
showing
that's
us
it. Yeah,
a
there's
mix
some-
of our song that we're gonna be dropping soon.
Yeah, we're gonna be dropping it. It'll be
Dropping
available
it.
everywhere. Great music.
What's
Our
sold.
music is-
iTunes.
Wait,
Nope,
what's the
LimeWire.
band name again? Where were you trying?
Joey's.
Joey's, yeah. That's what it was.
That's it.
Speaking
has to be it.
Joey's.
Speak of Joey's.
That's the name of the
Oh my
band.
gosh.
Joey's.
Let's do it.
Joey's. That's it.
This is it. This is.
I definitely wheeze.
Right.
That was early. That was like early on in Stay
Yeah.
on
Gosh,
Target. That was like one of the first episodes.
Yeah, that
'Cause-
was
episode 2?
that was vintage.
It was, yeah, I think it was 2 because we were talking about
Yeah.
the Jawas and how they kept saying, was it 2 or 3? No, it had to have been 2.
Yeah.
Because the Jawas
Do you
kept
speak
saying,
Japanese?
what was the name? They kept saying a word.
Suga.
Yeah, Suga. And we were just talking about how that's their language, and we said Jawese.
Joey.
They're speaking Jawese.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jawese.
Yeah. So anyway, it's
Oh,
call
it's
back
just-
to that. So that's our band name because
Right.
you were saying we're gonna drop some albums, and
Right.
Yeah.
so we totally are gonna do that.
Yeah, we
Just-
have a
So
plan.
stay tuned.
Absolutely classic. We definitely have
It'll
a plan
all
now.
end in certain death.
The end.
Wow, I can't believe we go all the way back to like months and months
I
ago
know,
with
it's
this
crazy.
Right.
Mandalorian
It
episode
is.
1 and 2. This is insane. But
It's
Really
fun.
insane.
well, thank you guys and girls for tuning in tonight.
Yep.
Mhm.
And if
Ladies and
If
gents,
you're even here.
if you're
anymore.
even here anymore,
we hope you
hope
are.
Nobody's
I hope
here.
you had a chance to watch. That's kind of our topic tonight. Of course, we talk about everything and all things Star Wars and non-Star Wars. We went into some Disney stuff. We went into
Yeah.
some Lion King.
Yeah, that's
We
the
were-
fun.
But it's all related. John Favreau's in there. Filoni's in there. We talked Rebels. We talked Clone Wars. We
It's under
talked.
the Disney umbrella.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we talked all.
really.
It's
The
just the
Disney
Disney.
overlords.
We're basically just in the Disney world. But we definitely enjoyed Clone Wars episode 4. Season 7 so far. They're a third of the way in now.
Yep.
So we're excited for the next ones to come.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be full of excitement. It's gonna be excitably full of excitement.
Oh, look at that.
So,
Nothing.
if you do want to send us an email, do it. Stay on
Do
target.contact at
You gotta say it like-
gmail.com.
You got to say it like
Do it.
do it. Yes, every time. Anytime anybody like says do it, I always think
I
of
know,
that. I'm
right?
like, and then I have to repeat them and say, do it. Because it's just so much funnier. Yeah,
oh,
do it.
man. Ooh, that looks
Oh,
horrible.
Oh my
That's really
gosh, what happened? Oh my goodness,
Bad.
we're falling
I
apart
feel
The
again.
Bad Batch.
This is
I
the
know.
part of the show where we start to fall apart.
Yeah.
This is where we start to fall apart. We're off the
It's
grid
our favorite
now.
segment,
Falling
apart.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, what is happening?
We
Okay.
don't know.
Well,
what it
do
looks
you guys have anything else you want to
Yeah.
say before we get out of here?
Do it.
Do it. But
Yep.
stay tuned for our new single dropping, our new
Single
album.
dropping like a
The
poop in the
band's name
toilet.
is Joey's.
Joey's.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
We got an EP coming out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and if you didn't get a chance to see this movie, I saw this is out on
Oh, yeah.
certain digital platforms.
Yeah.
So if you didn't get to see it in the theater, check it out. I think it's on Vudu,
Digital.
and it might
Oh,
be
yeah.
on iTunes and all that jazz. But 1917
Yeah,
was a
it's
fun
super
fun
good.
movie.
Not for kids, but super good.
I mean, amazingly crafted. I want to buy it just to get all the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was on Disney Plus, but it wasn't Disney.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really fascinating.
So good. That movie was fantastic.
And if you want to check out our review of that one as well, we did a lot of talking about that one in
Yeah.
the van.
Yeah.
Check it out.
So-
that was
a great
funny.
video.
Yeah.
So we got more cooking in the can. So we got lots of videos.
Cooking in
and
the can. That was awesome.
Where do you
Lots
come
of
up with these
He's
sayings?
got some of the best
Cooking in the
sayings
can.
ever.
Now that we dropped that bombshell,
Not that again.
nothing was said.
Oh, that bombshell.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Oh yeah,
well,
and follow us
whoa.
on social media: Instagram,
Yeah.
Facebook,
Yeah. Instagram.
YouTube. Hit the subscribe button if you've
Hit the
never
subscribe button.
if you never subscribed.
know
Hit
what
the
a-
Yeah,
subscribe.
right
Hit
down
the
here,
like
we always
button.
have this thing that moves.
We really
across
appreciate
the
it.
screen really slowly.
Really slowly.
Please like and subscribe.
Yes, please.
So,
We really appreciate that. And
Yeah,
if
we
you
do.
guys like this content and want to see more of it, and especially new singles,
yeah.
uh,
You're not going to want to miss the music.
Yeah.
drop
It's
It's gonna
fun.
be great.
drop a dollar.
Drop a
to
dollar.
our
A
Dollar
bank
bucket.
account.
what is it? Yeah, dollar bucket. I don't know what it is. Our
It's our tip jar.
tip jar. Yeah.
Yeah, you can leave us a tip
Yes.
and spend your hard-earned money here.
Yeah. Yeah. A dollar.
Hey, you're going to be buying the
Oh.
album anyway, so
yeah, you're gonna love the album.
So
Come on.
Sorry for
You're
the
gonna-
disappointment.
Yep.
sorry for the
Joey's.
disappointment, but there's more to come. There's more where that came from.
Yeah.
So maybe stay
That
tuned.
bombshell.
If you want to hop over to Instagram, we might do a post-show talk. Of course, if you're on the podcast, you're going to miss it, but you might be able to look back in history and find it. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
Apparently
maybe
we're
not.
so
You'll probably
young.
never find it because it'll
Probably
be a
never find it.
temporary story and you will never see it. So,
We can't see those ever again.
never, ever again. She'd
Oh,
have to
we should
re-upload
post
it.
those.
So,
They're fun.
yeah, check it out. Thanks for
Hilarious.
tuning in tonight. Hope you're all staying happy and healthy out there in the world.
Yeah. Stay healthy. Stay
Because
happy.
in a year, that will have no reference. So, yeah, I hope you guys are doing great. Wherever you are in history,
Yeah,
enjoy this.
Be watching this
Sorry
years.
that you stumbled upon this.
Sorry
Let's
that
just
you
close the show.
Yeah, it's getting.
All right, we're getting
pretty
dicey.
hectic.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks again for watching. Yeah, we got some music.
All
oh,
right.
the music.
Stay on
Oh, the
target.
music. Wait, he hasn't played the music
Oh
yet.
I
We
haven't
my
played
have
the
to
music
wait.
yet.
goodness.
This is, which music? They want to hear the new
Just
song?
shoot me now.
Just shoot me now.
Like not even that.
Oh,
Do like
goodness.
a second or two.
No,
Be
I-
like, "Bah."
Can you even play it?
Nope, not
No.
yet.
You
But they
can't
have to
even
give
play-
me a minute. Everybody's freaking me
Yeah.
out, man.
Freaking me out. Well, he's looking for the
There's no, there's no.
outro music. I
This
was
is
gonna
called
say the
ad lib.
Extro.
Extra
All right, let's see if
music.
this blows
Extra
everything up. Let's see if this blows everything up. Let's see what happens.
Only you
You blew
can
it
hear
up earlier, so
Yep,
let's see.
It's already dead.
Yep,
Nothing.
Can you hear it? I can't hear
All-
anything.
the
it's
beach-
not playing. I mean,
the
it's
volleyball of death.
it's becoming active, so
It's become-
they cannot
It's
see.
becoming active.
They cannot
It's
see, but they will
being
be able to see
activated.
here in a
It's got
second
the
when I click on this
rumblies.
screen here.
Oh my gosh.
Tummy is rumbling.
freak it out.
All right, let's check out the
Oh
Clone
my
Wars
gosh.
quiz. Oh, there it is. There. Oh, yep. Audio's there. Okay.
Is it playing?
Oh, it will be.
Oh, it will be.
My goodness.
Let's see what happens. Let's see how far we get before it blows up.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Check it out.
Yeah,
All right, it's playing, and that's all you get.
that's all you
That's all
get.
you get. That's
That,
part of our
that's
song.
that's part of it's part of the tune. Never
Yeah.
never before heard, and
Yep.
nobody's gonna hear it because nobody's watching this right now.
Yeah.
But if I hit it again, you can hear it
No.
one more time.
Got lots of fans out there.
Yeah, it's got a groove to it.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. Just
gonna
wait
be
for the
good.
lyrics,
It's gonna be
baby.
sweet. Wait for the lyrics.
Wait till them
baby.
lyrics come out.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's where all the gold really is.
Right.
Really, the
yeah.
gold nuggets,
The golden nuggets.
Hopefully
that
it's
ploop
gold.
from heaven.
Yeah, not fool's gold. Darn iron pyrite.
All right. Well,
All
this
right.
has been
Yeah.
fun.
Well, thanks for tuning in
always-
today.
it's always fun.
And I don't know where the
You're always
actual
fun.
the other music is. I can't
Stop being
find it.
weird.
It's freaking out. It's freaking me out.
Right. Did you get rid of it?
I may have.
I may have.
It's too bad.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
it's
Wow.
baked into the new song now. So, yeah, it's gone forever.
It's baked
I
in.
mean, how far? I mean,
Oh goodness.
oh, if I zoom out, I bet you I'll see it. It's probably way over yonder.
There it is.
There's the music. We're back. They're watching the whole thing happen too because they can see it.
oh my goodness.
All right. Actually, no, they're just looking at the mix window.
That's all you guys need to see.
Thanks for coming tonight and joining us. This is how we do it live.
Yeah, it is.
We don't do any second takes.
No, we just have fun. Thanks for just joining us and having fun.
Remember
Yeah.
to stay on target. We had one more YouTube comment on the way out. Alice said, now can't wait to hear it. Yay.
Yes.
We can't wait for you to hear it either. It's
We
going to be a
can't wait.
blast. And we'll do a live mix of it.
Stop promising things.
Send us a
Now that we
dollar.
dropped that bombshell.
We got to get
All
out of here.
right.
All right.
Yeah.
Stay
See you
on
later.
target.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. Loosen up.
That
It came from behind.
Get the green screen. Get the green screen. Cover up. Cover up.
Oh no.
Never
Yeah, I
again.
can't see us. How are we supposed to get out of here? Can you see it? They can still hear us.